In the midst of this ongoing controversy over NEET medical entrance examination, Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has said that NTA will need a lot of improvement. He has, of course, acknowledged that there are some irregularities. However, he has in fact specified that no culprit will be spared. This is after Kapil Sibal and several opposition leaders blamed the BJP and the centre for the NEET mess. SC appointed officials must probe irregularities. That's what opposition has said. In fact, Congress party has specifically asked for a judicial probe into what happened.
मैं छात्रों को और अभिभावकों को आश्वस्त करता हूं, उसको भी सरकार बड़े गंभीरता के साथ लिया है। वो जानकारी हमको मिली है। हम वो सारा विषय को एक निर्णायक स्थिति तक ले जाएंगे। उसमें कोई भी बड़े अधिकारी हो, एनटीए की कितने भी बड़े दायित्वधारी हो, अगर वो उनमें गुनहगार पाए जाएंगे उनको भी छोड़ा नहीं जाएगा। और एनटीए में बहुत सुधार की आवश्यकता है। कुछ विषय एनटीए एक स्वायत्त संस्था था, लेकिन एनटीए की बारे में सुधारने की बहुत आवश्यकता है। सरकार उसके ऊपर भी चिंता कर रही है, लेकिन मैं फिर आश्वस्त करता हूं, किसी को कोई भी गुनहगार को छोड़ा नहीं जाएगा। उनको कठोर से कठोर दंड मिलेगा।
Moving on, Election Commission has junked EVM hacking charges. EC has said that EVM cannot be hacked. They are standalone units, and EC has also specified that EVM cannot be hacked by mobile phones. And it has also said that EVM are standalone devices that don't even need OTPs. This is after charges emerged that a phone was used at a counting center by a relative of the Northwest Mumbai candidate.
Elections may be done and dusted, but EVMs continue to be in the eye of a storm. Throwing the cat among the pigeons, the ever so provocative Elon Musk raised an alarm on EVMs. Responding to Robert Kennedy Jr.'s tweet on Puerto Rico's primary elections experiencing voting irregularities related to electronic voting machines, Musk demanded an elimination of voting machines in a year when more than half of the world is set to vote. Strongly rebutting Musk's call, BJP leader and ex-IT minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who has been in the crosshairs with Twitter in the past, defended India's EVM, calling the tech mogul's claim a sweeping generalization. Musk was quick to double down, refuting Chandrasekhar's secure hardware claim with a one-liner, anything can be hacked. Meanwhile, Rahul Gandhi, not necessarily a fan of the EVMs, jumped onto the bandwagon. Citing a news report that claimed that the family of the winning candidate in Mumbai Northwest Lok Sabha was using a mobile phone which was connected to EVMs, Rahul Gandhi called the EVMs a black box.
जो आज एक मिडडे न्यूज़पेपर में एक खबर आई थी, इलेक्शन डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से हमें ये कहना है कि ईवीएम के लिए कोई अनलॉकिंग के लिए ओटीपी नहीं आता है। ईवीएम ये एक स्टैंड अलोन डिवाइस है, उसमें कोई वायर्ड और वायरलेस कम्युनिकेशन का कोई प्रोविजन है ही नहीं। सो जो न्यूज़ है वो गलत न्यूज़ है।
The family of newly elected Shiv Sena MP Ravinder Vaikar has been booked for carrying a mobile phone into a counting center on the 4th of June in violation of the law. One polling staff at the counting center has also been booked for allowing the mobile phone in.
एफआईआर की जो कॉपी है उसको प्रकट नहीं किया गया, उसको गुप्त रखा गया है। इलॉन मस्क तो उन्होंने इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वोटिंग मशीन पे प्रश्न चिन्ह उठाए हैं। मैं गुजारिश करूंगा चुनाव आयोग से कि तुरंत एक व्यापक टिप्पणी इसके बारे में प्रकाशित करें कि मोबाइल फोन का क्या रोल है। ये जो एफआईआर दर्ज किया गया उसको प्रकट क्यों नहीं किया जा रहा है।
The Congress party was asked to examine the EVM. They did not turn up. Now the reality is they can invite Musk, have a look at it and realize how foolproof the EVM is.
As the Twitter war rages on, rekindling the endless debates around the EVMs, the Supreme Court's thumbs up to the voting machines not long ago cannot be forgotten. Vedant Agarwal for NDTV.
Now, Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, also Shiv Sena chief, has said that whenever the Mahavikas Aghadi has won, the EVM has functioned correctly, but whenever opposition has lost, they are raising objections on the machine. He was in fact taking a dig at the opposition's allegations on the EVMs.
जहाँ महाविकास आघाड़ी की जीत हो गई, उधर ईवीएम मशीन सही है, और जब हार हो गई तो ईवीएम मशीन के ऊपर ऑब्जेक्शन लेना, ये तो कौन सी हरकत है। अभी राहुल गांधी तो 2 जगह से जीते हैं, तो ईवीएम मशीन उधर बराबर थी। उधर बराबर थी। तो उन्होंने कहना चाहिए ईवीएम मशीन सब जगह खराब थी, मैं इस्तीफा देके फिर से चुनाव लड़ता हूँ। ऐसा होता है क्या?
Moving on, Home Minister Amit Shah chaired an important high-level security meeting today in the MHA. LG Manoj Sinha of Kashmir, Army Chief General Manoj Pandey attended this meeting. This is after an increasing number of terror attacks in Kashmir. Mr. Amit Shah has asked his officials to draw up a zero-terror plan for Jammu. The Home Minister has also asked for focus to be increased on the security of sensitive areas in J&K. He has also asked for agencies to work in mission mode to control the terror attacks. He has also asked for ensuring a quick response in a coordinated manner, and he has said that the centre is committed to take action against terrorists through innovative methods. In fact, J&K has witnessed 4 terror attacks this month. Here's a report.
Amid recent terror incidents in Jammu region, Union Home Minister Amit Shah chaired a high-level security meeting on Jammu and Kashmir to review security arrangements for the upcoming annual pilgrimage of Shri Amarnath and current security situation in Jammu region. According to sources, Shah directed Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha and top security officials of the Union Territory to come up with a plan to crush the emerging terrorism in the Jammu region. He also stressed on full security cover for the Amarnath Yatra. The high-level review meeting was attended by Army Chief General Manoj Pandey, Union Home Secretary Ajay Bhalla, CRPF DG Anish Dayal Singh, Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Sinha, Chief Secretary Ajay Dallu, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and top security officials.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah chaired a high-level review meeting on the security situation in Jammu and Kashmir today. Amit Shah directed the security agencies to replicate the success of the Kashmir Valley through the anti-domination plan and zero-terror plan in Jammu region as well. It was also Amit Shah who directed the top officials of the security agencies to deploy adequate number of security forces during the Amarnath Yatra. It was also stated by Amit Shah that artificial intelligence and real-time monitoring system like advanced technology should be used during the Amarnath Yatra to provide security for the pilgrims.
Soon after the high-level meeting on Jammu Kashmir security ended, it was Manipur Governor Anusuya Uike who arrived at Ministry of Home Affairs and met Home Minister Amit Shah.
In another development, Manipur Governor Anusuya met Home Minister Amit Shah. This meeting comes at a very crucial time when there has been violence which had been reported in last few days from the state of Manipur. Anusuya apprised Home Minister about the current situation of Manipur. Remember, it was Home Minister Amit Shah who visited the state of Manipur during the time of violence and stated and promised to the people of Manipur that there would be peace and normalcy that will again prevail in the state of Manipur. But still, unrest and violence can be witnessed in the state, and at this time Manipur Governor came to Delhi and met Home Minister Amit Shah.
On ground zero in Poonch and Rajouri areas of J&K, which have been major targets of terrorist attacks in the last 1 month, security has been beefed up. This is what officials have told NDTV. Multiple surge operations are being carried out. In fact, village defense groups or VDGs are being revamped following this recent attack on Yatris of Amarnath to ensure security of Hindu communities in this part of J&K.
After spike in terror attacks across Jammu region, government at the highest level is monitoring situation. Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah has called a high-level meeting today to review the security situation, how to deal with this resurgence of militancy in Jammu region, which started with the major attacks on army, then civilians became the target, and recently Yatris were also targeted. So besides revamping the whole security structure to deal with this renewed threat, VDCs or Village Defense Guard, VDGs, Village Defense Guards are being revamped here in Poonch. They are the first, there to defend against any sort of terror attack, because last year there was an attack on the villagers at a place called Dangri in Rajouri. 7 villagers were killed, over a dozen were injured. आप ये बताएं कि आज किस वजह से इतनी पुलिस के साथ भी आपकी बात हो रही है, क्या हो रहा है, क्यों ये सब कुछ हुआ?
जब से राजौरी में हुआ, उसके बाद कठुआ में, उसके बाद डोडा में, उसके बाद हमें एक मैसेज आया कि जितने भी बीडीसी मेंबर हैं जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस की तरफ से कि आप अलर्ट रहें यहाँ पर, क्योंकि आपके गांव में कोई भी संदिग्ध दिखता है तो पहले आप उसको रोकें, उसके बाद पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म करें। तो आपने क्या करना है कि हम सुबह से लेकर शाम तक इस गाँव में सर्च वगैरह कर रहे हैं कि ऐसा कोई बाहर का जो आदमी आता है तो उसको देखकर हम पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म करें।
Moving on, a BJP fact-finding panel is probing the post-poll violence in the state of West Bengal. It's a 4-member team that has reached West Bengal. The panel has asked for Mamata Banerjee, TMC chief and also Chief Minister of West Bengal to respond to the violence. Meanwhile, leader of opposition belonging to the BJP of West Bengal, Shubhendu Adhikari, and over 100 victims of post-poll violence also met West Bengal Governor C.V. Ananda Bose. Constitutional provisions, the governor will prevail upon the government to do its duty in protecting the life and property of citizens. That's what they've said. The governor, in fact, has assured the victims that invoking the constitutional provisions, the governor will prevail upon the government to do its duty. He has also said that he will take up the matter with the centre.
आज गवर्नर साहब के साथ मुलाकात भी हुआ। गवर्नर से बता दिया जितना टाइम तक पोस्ट पोल बंद नहीं होगा, विक्टिम के लिए दरवाजा खुला है। इतना लूट, संतरास, खून, आगजनी, इतना रिगिंग का बाद भी, इस तरीके से मिसयूज ऑफ स्टेट मशीनरी का बाद भी मोदी जी का साथ बंगाल का 2.33 करोड़ जनता खड़ा हुआ है।
पूरे देश में चुनाव होता है, सिर्फ बंगाल में ही चुनाव के बाद हिंसा क्यों होती है? कार्यकर्ता डरते क्यों हैं? मैं यहाँ आया था जब ग्राम पंचायत का चुनाव हुआ, तब भी हिंसा हुई थी। विधानसभा का चुनाव, तब भी हिंसा हुई। आज फिर हिंसा हो रही है। पूरे देश में चुनाव हुआ, कहीं तो इस तरह से हिंसा नहीं होती है। ये क्या कारण है कि हमारे कार्यकर्ता डरे हुए हैं, जनता डरी हुई है? ये बहुत गंभीर बात है और ममता जी डेमोक्रेसी में बिलीव करती हैं तो इसका जवाब देना पड़ेगा।
Even as water scarcity in the national capital of India, New Delhi, has intensified, residents are now complaining of dirty water. Apart from insufficient supply of water, taps are running dry even as citizens of Delhi are scrambling for their daily water needs. Politics, however, continues to intensify on this matter, with Aam Aadmi Party blaming the BJP and BJP blaming the Aam Aadmi Party for internal mismanagement of water. Delhi Jal Board office, meanwhile, in Chhatarpur was vandalized today. Aam Aadmi Party has blamed the BJP leader Ramesh Biduri for this attack, while Ramesh Biduri has said that this was just the anger of citizens of Delhi.
Delhi Jal Board office in Chhatarpur vandalized as BJP protesters vented their anger over the Delhi water crisis.
जब पब्लिक गुस्से में होगी तो पब्लिक तो कुछ भी कर सकती है।
कल उस पानी की पाइपलाइन में लीकेज हुई, ऐसा लग रहा है कि कुछ षड्यंत्र हो रहा है और मैंने इसी संदर्भ में आज पुलिस कमिश्नर को लेटर भी लिखी है।
The party alleges Delhi's water crisis is Aam Aadmi Party made.
Every single day, I have to incessantly put pressure and keep on requesting officials of the Delhi Jal Board to send tanker. कहते हैं ना, नियत हो तो नियति भी बदलती है, लेकिन माननीय मंत्री आतिशी जी की और केजरीवाल सरकार की नियत ही नहीं है काम करने की।
आपको ये जान के दुख होगा कि एक पाइप बदली नहीं गई और 55% दिल्ली का पानी वेस्ट हो रहा है, बर्बाद हो रहा है और 40% पानी ये लोग बेच रहे हैं।
Aam Aadmi Party government maintains it is doing all it can to resolve the issue. Minister Atishi, who also holds the portfolio of PWD, shot off a letter to the Delhi Police Commissioner seeking security for major water pipelines.
कल जो साउथ दिल्ली की राइजिंग मेन्स हैं, जो पानी की पाइपलाइन सोनिया विहार से आती है, पूरे साउथ दिल्ली को पानी प्रोवाइड करती है, कल उस पानी की पाइपलाइन में लीकेज हुई तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि कुछ षड्यंत्र हो रहा है और मैंने इसी संदर्भ में आज पुलिस कमिश्नर को लेटर भी लिखी है।
The day began with Aam Aadmi Party leader Dilip Pandey heading to Jal Shakti Minister C.R. Patil's residence to bring the minister up to speed with the situation in Delhi. Aam Aadmi Party holds interstate dynamics responsible for water from Himachal not reaching Delhi.
ये जो दिक्कतें परेशानियां हैं, इनको अगर एड्रेस कर दे तो कोई भी ताकत दुनिया की इस भीषण गर्मी में दिल्ली की जनता को जल संकट से राहत देने से रोक नहीं सकती। इसी भाव के साथ हम यहाँ पे उपस्थित हैं। बात नहीं हो पाई, पता नहीं क्या सच क्या झूठ, बट हम फिर भी उम्मीद ये करते हैं कि हमारी बात उन तक पहुंच गई है।
With the water crisis in Delhi turning into Aam Aadmi Party versus BJP water war, Delhi's Aam Aadmi is left begging for bare necessities in the scorching heat. With Mukesh Singh Sengal, Bureau Report for NDTV.
Welcome back. After taking charge as Parliamentary Affairs Minister, Kiren Rijiju has met Leader of Opposition in Rajya Sabha and Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge. After the meeting, Kiren Rijiju said that he had a courtesy meeting with Mr. Kharge and together they will all work for the nation. So that is Kiren Rijiju, the new Parliamentary Affairs Minister, meeting Mr. Kharge, the President of the Congress Party. He has said that he spoke about many valuable experiences of his life, Mr. Kharge. Moving on, there's been a development in the state of Karnataka. Fuel price hike in the state of Karnataka. It burns a hole in middle class. In fact, Karnataka government has raised fuel prices, both petrol and diesel, by rupees 3 and 3.5 per litre. The Chief Minister Siddaramaiah of the Congress Party has defended the Congress move, saying that the fuel price is still lesser than other states, especially the southern states. Hardeep Puri, the petroleum minister at the centre, has said that fuel in Karnataka is more expensive than UP, Gujarat and several BJP-run states. So he has also said that this is anti-poor measure.
Middle class in Karnataka hit yet again. With the hike in fuel prices, the Karnataka government has raised petrol prices by rupees 3 and diesel prices by rupees 3.5 per litre through increased sales tax.
पेट्रोल और डीजल प्राइस हाइक होने से हमको बहुत मुश्किल हुआ है। जो हमारा मंथली एक्सपेंसेस जो है ना वो बढ़ जाएगा, इसलिए हम रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं जो गवर्नमेंट से कि आप मिनिमम टू मिनिमम रिड्यूस करिए, जो पहले था वही रेट किया तो हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा रहेगा।
To follow the government, why? Because it depends on the fuel price in the world, right? It's not depends on the Karnataka or India. It depends on the cruise oil price.
The Karnataka government has defended its move to increase fuel prices, saying it needs money to fund the Congress party's election guarantees and development in the state. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said that even after the 3 hike in fuel charges per litre, the fuel prices in the state is still lesser than many other states in the country. He denied any link between the election results and the price hike.
ಈಗ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ 99.85 ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬೆಲೆ ಇತ್ತು, 3 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲ 15/6/15ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿನಿಂದ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ 3 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. 15 ಯಾವತ್ತು? ನಿನ್ನೆ ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಕಾಗಲ್ 104.46. ನಾವು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದೀವೋ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೀವೋ? ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ 3 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಚುನಾವಣೆಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ
ಅವರ 5 ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಆದಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊರತೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದನ್ನೇನು ಈಗ ಏರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸೆಸ್ನ. ಇದು ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರ ವಿರೋಧಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು.
Petroleum Minister Hardeep Puri hits back, saying the cost of fuel in the Congress-ruled state is much higher than even small BJP-ruled states like Arunachal Pradesh.
देखिए, कर्नाटक सरकार का ये कदम मुझे लगता है कि आम जनता के लिए और किसानों के लिए महंगाई के बोझ से दबाने के लिए ये उठाया वो कदम, इसकी मैं निंदा करता हूँ.
The price of petrol has surged by rupees 3, bringing the rate in Bangalore to 102.84 per litre, up from previous rate of 99.84. Similarly, the price of diesel has increased by rupees 3.02, raising the cost per litre from 85.93 to 88.95. While Congress and BJP continue to spar over the fuel price hike, it is the middle class that's being held to ransom. Bureau Report, NDTV.
Moving on the second and final day of the Ukraine Peace Summit, India has decided to avoid any association with the joint communique or any other document emerging from the conference.
India shares the global concern over the situation in Ukraine and supports any collective desire to facilitate a peaceful resolution of the conflict. India's participation in the Summit on Peace in Ukraine, as well as in the preceding NSA political director level meetings based on Ukraine's peace formula, is in line with our clear and consistent approach that enduring peace can be achieved only through dialogue and diplomacy.
Moving on, some of Bollywood's brightest stars headlined a fundraiser for President Joe Biden that took in a record of $30 million plus US for a Democratic candidate. George Clooney, Julia Roberts and several others helped raising the funds at a glitzy LA event. President Biden and former President Obama both stressed the need to defeat Donald Trump in a race that's expected to be exceedingly close. Time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.